Last Wednesday, Marissa reviewed the weather and climate of 2024 from a national and global perspective. Tonight, I'll focus on what the year was like in Pennsylvania. Here's the highest and lowest temperatures of 2024, from -10 a couple days before Christmas in Wayne County to 103 in the middle of summer in the state capital. Interesting that the low extreme didn't occur last winter, but instead during the first month of this winter. Now here's the official sites with the lowest and highest average temperature last year. LaPorte is nearly 2,000 feet above sea level in Sullivan County. And by the way, I only looked at locations that had data for every day last year. Statewide, 2024 was the warmest year on record in Pennsylvania by 0.3 of a degree. That's actually a lot when you're dealing with a full year over an entire state. 7 of the 8 warmest years since official record keeping began in 1895 have occurred in the last 20 years. The warmth of 2024 really stands out if you compare how many daily record highs were set or tied last year with record daily lows. Quite the disparity. In Erie, Bradford, Williamsport, and Pittsburgh, 2024 was the warmest year on record, while Scranton and Philadelphia tied for warmest. Precipitation statewide was a mixed bag. Here the yellow and tans were below average, the greens and blues above, and now I'll superimpose the departures for some of the major observing sites. Averaged across the state, the surpluses exceeded the deficits. It was the 38th wettest year on record out of 130. But because of the warmth, snowfall was below average for the entire state. Areas in darker yellow and tan here got less than 75% of average. Drought began to develop in midsummer, peaked in November with more than half the state in at least moderate drought. Philadelphia had no measurable rain in October, 42 straight days there in the fall without measurable precipitation, breaking a record set in 1874. As for severe weather, 25 tornadoes were reported in the state last year. The average over the last 30 years is around 20. Activity was concentrated in the southwest, with 8 in Allegheny County. That's the most on record there in a calendar year. 14 of the 25 occurred in May, 6 more in June, all on the 26th, including the most costly tornado of the year that caused in excess of $1 million damage as it carved a path more than 10 miles long through parts of Allegheny and Westmoreland counties. For me, the 2 most memorable events of the year in the state were only tangentially weather-related. First, the total solar eclipse on April 8th. Full disclosure, I viewed it from Ohio, where clouds were thinner. And then my first time seeing the Northern Lights, October 10th. These spectacular views looking northeast and north from the front and back of my home. Many thanks to Penn State meteorology alum Bryant Sell, whose research helped with this piece. His website, stormcellweather.com, is a treasure trove of Pennsylvania weather information. Our extended forecast is next.